Hey, North Cowichan, did you know we have an upcoming public hearing for the official community plan update? This is your opportunity to come out and tell us what you think, either in person, online, on the phone, or in writing. The public hearing will be on July 18th and 19th and will run from 2 p.m. until at least 6 p.m. each day, or later, depending on the number of speakers. Day 1 will be online for those who are unable to make it in person. Day 2 will be at Miller Hall at the Cowichan Exhibition Park, located at 7380 Trans-Canada Highway. The Cowichan Exhibition Grounds are located north of Duncan and can be accessed directly from the southbound side of the Trans-Canada Highway. Or, if you are unable to attend either of those 2 days, you can submit written comments in advance by email, mail, fax, or in person. If you send your comments by email, direct it to publicmeetings@northcowichan.ca. If you decide to mail in your comments, send to the Municipality of North Cowichan, 7030 Trans-Canada Highway, V9L 6A1. If sending in by fax, dial 250-746-3133, and if you do decide to drop off a letter in person, use the mail slot at the main entrance of Municipal Hall. And for all written submissions, please do the following. Address to Mayor and Council. Reference OCP bylaw number 3900. And include your name and address. But let's back it up here. If this is your first time hearing about the update to the official community plan, or OCP for short, it's probably a good idea to let you know a little bit more about it. So what is an official community plan anyhow? Well, it's like a roadmap for how we want our community to function and evolve over the next 20 years. Because every single year, something new happens, and we need to keep up to date with the changing times. So what's happened since our last OCP was adopted in 2011? Well, iPads had just come out into the market for the first time that year, and gas was only $1.23 a liter. But since then, gas has almost doubled in price, and the world population has increased by almost 1 billion people. So many things have happened, which is why we need to keep up with the changing times. The reason why we need to take care of where we live, because no one else is going to do it for us. An OCP sets policies for how we'll develop, including designating various land uses in different areas and identifying where things like new roads, parks, and schools should go. So let's take a look at our official community plan. What you'll see is we've covered a lot of things in this document, like how we want to grow, what's going to make us a stronger and healthier community, how we are looking at addressing housing issues, what we want to do to protect the natural environment, our food sources, the economy, infrastructure, and even how to work in development permit areas. But that is a conversation for another day. But what makes this plan special is that it's incorporated significant community feedback from you, the public, since we began the process over 2 years ago. So let's briefly review each chapter. Chapter 1 is the introduction to the OCP. It lets us know that the province of British Columbia has established certain requirements for what municipalities need to include in their OCPs, including the process they need to follow in order to develop them. This includes providing opportunities for other organizations and you, the public, to give input on the plan. This chapter also gives us an overview of the entire plan and acknowledges the commitment to ongoing reconciliation with First Nations. Chapter 2 looks at the overall vision of the OCP, principles we want to adhere to, goals we are setting, and the frameworks in which we'll operate. These overarching principles have helped inform the choice of policies that are included within the OCP, which sometimes involves making trade-offs. Chapter 3 talks about how we want North Cowichan to develop over the coming years in terms of housing, construction, and land use. We identify areas where we want growth to occur and where we want to protect rural and natural areas from development. And with that in mind, we've created corresponding land and water use designations that set out policies to achieve the right kinds of development in the right places. Chapter 4 is all about the health and well-being of the community as a whole. It's about the people who live there. It's about planning for everyone aged 8 to 80 and their anticipated needs, from arts and culture to safety and how to get around the community to recreation and more. It's all about making our community more inclusive and resilient. Chapter 5 speaks to the ongoing issue of affordable housing for everyone. From diverse housing types to affordable homes for people to buy, including good rental options, we look at how we can make North Cowichan a community where decent and diverse types of housing is available to all. Chapter 6 is our natural environment chapter. We recognize that the land and biodiversity are a big part of what people value most about North Cowichan, but our ecosystems and watersheds are under strain because of new development, land use changes, pollution, and climate change. We are intricately connected with our environment, which means we need to look for ways to respect land, air, and water while minimizing damage. A healthy environment means healthy people. Chapter 7 addresses food security and our local agricultural systems. When we take care of our agricultural lands and encourage local food production, we ensure food is available. But we cannot achieve these goals and objectives alone. We need to work with many others, such as local farmers, food processors, and other government agencies, businesses, nonprofits, and our community. Many hands make for light work. Chapter 8 delves into the creation of a thriving local economy that provides diverse, high-quality, meaningful employment opportunities while also looking at the big picture: sustainability, regeneration, restoration, green technologies that reduce consumption, and how to create local resiliency for supply chain disruptions such as those seen during the COVID-19 pandemic. Chapter 9 looks at our infrastructure. For instance, what are we doing to conserve water? How are we managing our stormwater system or solid waste? How much capacity do our sanitary sewer systems have? And what about our existing water system? Older systems need replacing with newer and greener technologies, and new development means the need for new infrastructure. Chapter 10 establishes development permit areas where new development needs to take into account things like protection of the natural environment, hazardous conditions such as wildfires and steep slopes, the protection of farmlands, revitalization of a commercial area, building design, form, and character, and the promotion of energy and water conservation, as well as the reduction of greenhouse gases. Chapter 11 is about development approval information areas and the requirements for developers to submit certain information or studies as part of their development applications. This ensures any and all potential impacts are identified and documented early on in the process. Also in this chapter are temporary use permits, which may permit a use that is otherwise not permitted in that zone. These are temporary and only last 3 years and can only be renewed once. So that was a quick overview of what's in the OCP. But by downloading the plan from our website or reviewing a copy at the Municipal Hall Planning Desk or our public libraries, you can discover the policies and maps at your leisure. Here's how you can access the OCP document from our website. Visit northcowichan.ca. Then go to the navigation bar and hover your mouse over the brown tab titled Departments. Towards the bottom of the drop-down menu, you will see Planning. Hover your mouse over that and then select Official Community Plan. On the right-hand column, you'll see the Download the OCP here. Click on that. A new tab opens up, and now you have access to the OCP document. So come out to the public hearing on July 18th and 19th. Day 1 is online and Day 2 is in person at the Cowichan Exhibition Park. It starts at 2 p.m. each day and goes until at least 6 p.m. or later, depending on how many speakers are present. And if neither of those options work for you, you can send in a written submission. If you have any questions related to the upcoming public hearing or how you can access the OCP plan, please reach out to our planning department at 250-746-3104 or send in an email at communityplanning@northcowichan.ca.